Token Metrics is a cryptocurrency investment platform that helps users leverage machine learning to become better crypto investors. Our in-depth analysis helps eliminate the emotions of investing, find profitable investment opportunities, and filters out scams. Learn more at tokenmetrics.com.
We are live. Welcome to the Token Metrics Thursday live stream. I'm your host, Bill Noble. If you need a roadmap in crypto and you need to make money in crypto, then like and subscribe to this channel. This show is brought to you by our sponsor, tokenmetrics.com, a place where you can go to get some of the best research in the business. I'm joined by my colleagues, Forrest and Micheal. Gentlemen, welcome and happy holidays.
Hey, Bill, how are you?
Mehdi is also in the house. Welcome.
Hi, Ben.
All right, let's welcome people jumping on the screen, on the stream. Hello from Turkey. Yes, welcome to the stream. Sugarland, Texas. Okay, Benjamin, Jay, welcome. All right, let's kick it over to Forrest. We got a lot of interesting Token Metrics related agenda items. Keep a web browser up. You're going to want to go to Twitter and other places. So Forrest, take it away.
All right, guys, welcome to the Token Metrics live stream. Altcoin Santa Rally, Christmas alt season is on. If you don't follow us on all of these social medias, go check out all of these social media platforms to follow us on. Specifically today, Twitter. We're running a little bit of a Twitter contest. I'll go through that in just a moment. If you haven't already, if you're not already a tokenmetrics.com customer, go subscribe today at tokenmetrics.com. Tremendous value add there for anybody in the crypto space. Token Metrics live agenda. We've got some updates coming your way, some news items to go through. Then Bill's going to give his legendary market update. I'm going to give you some key levels to watch out for this alt season because I do believe we are entering an alt season. Then Mehdi's going to talk about Aurora and Near Protocol. And then Mike's got some hidden gems for you. And then we're going to wrap it all up with a very quick crypto showdown and Q&A session. All right. So if you want to participate in that Q&A session or participate in Crypto Showdown, go to www.menti.com and use the code 75125282. That is in the description below, so you don't have to pause on the screen to write it down. 12 days of Token Metrics cheer. We have a promotional event for you, a promo code, 25% discount for any annual or monthly plan, including the VIP plan. Use the code TMHolidays. The coupon is valid from December 22nd, which was yesterday, all the way through the new year, January 2nd. We have Token Metrics swag, some Token Metrics apparel. If you want to order it, go to shop.tokenmetrics.com to get some Token Metrics apparel, some t-shirts. I believe we've got hats too. I'm not sure if we have hats. I've seen some Token Metrics hats floating around. So definitely go check that out. All right, as I alluded to earlier, we do have a 2021 Token Metrics Moonshots Twitter contest going on. Pick the coin with the best 7-day ROI to win the prize. That's going to be really interesting. You got to go with probably some low cap gems if you really want to win this prize, which is 1,000 USDC and a free Token Metrics premium plan for 1 year. Guys, if you want to win this contest, a little hint would be to pay attention to Mike's segment, Hidden Gems, because I have a feeling there's going to be some hidden gems in there that could be contenders for the highest 7-day ROI. Contest begins today, December 23rd, 2021. Follow Token Metrics Twitter for full rules. And also just follow Token Metrics Twitter in general for some awesome updates. We'll go ahead and give you guys the Crypto Showdown cryptocurrencies today. Near Protocol, Sushi Swap, and Phantom. So you can go ahead and vote while Bill is giving the market update. We've got some Q&A coming your way towards the end of the stream. So without further ado, let's jump into the market update with Bill Noble.
All right, let me get the screen share here. All right, folks, can you see that okay?
Yep.
All right, excellent. All right, folks, let's go to your market update. Whoops. Santa, baby. Santa. Santa rally. Everybody gave up on this market. The pineapple shirt is on, and we are ready to kick off alt season. A brief word from my big brother over in equities who talks every day on TV. Jim Cramer on the 17th of December says the NASDAQ bottom, the tech stock bottom was epic. So oversold. Tech stocks, altcoins, same thing. Max fear at that point, market turns around. Speaking of fear, okay, VIX, the fear index in legacy was at 36. It was at 28. And now it looks like it's crashing and it's probably going to wind up back below, 16 by the time the holidays are over. Jim Cramer also says, I think Omicron will pose great difficulty for the Fed. So naturally, no one is in favor of humanity suffering at the hands of a COVID variant, but the facts on the ground are simple. COVID is going to create an economic disruption, okay? Stocks in Hong Kong are back at their March 2020 lows. That's March 2020. So an economic disruption hurts the Fed's ability to go on the warpath and just start hiking rates right away to stop inflation. So really, Cramer put a picture up of people wrapped around the block, freezing in New York City to get tested by COVID. And every altcoin took off after that picture was seen. Because the Fed can't crush risk assets with poor people suffering to that extent. Okay. Now, weekly crypto asset flow. Okay. Weekly crypto asset flows, people gave up and started pulling out of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay. What happens for people who watch the market update? What happens when everyone gives up? Okay, the market just goes straight up, right? We're going to talk about the give up trades in a lot of these altcoins in a minute. Now, Bitcoin at 49K, I'm cool with that. 49K is the 21-day moving average. Okay, all across the spectrum, regardless of what coin you're in, I could have put 100 slides in this deck. Wherever the 21-day moving average is, okay, any break above that, sometimes you break and retest. Sometimes you hang out below. And if you see that real rip going on above it, okay, that is where you need to be, jumping in some of whatever coin you're looking at, right? DeFi 1.0, everyone gave up. The bearish price action in that was unbelievable. And that's all starting to turn around. Now for Bitcoin, right? If it just sat here for 3 months, I'd be fine with that, honestly. If it was stuck at 50K, I'm fine. Most likely what's going to happen in Bitcoin is it's going to break above the 21-day moving average with people anticipating legacy investors coming in January 1 and buying the ETF. Everyone's going to rearrange their portfolio to get some Bitcoin exposure. So you may see Bitcoin above, at 52 or 53. Total crypto market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. Okay. This is a weekly chart, so it's not over yet, but it's climbing back above its 21-day moving average. The last time it climbed above its 21-day moving average in the summer, in August, altcoin market cap went from like 600 billion to $1 trillion. So can you imagine if there was like a $200 or $300 billion move in altcoins? I mean, that means AVAX, Luna, Solana, XRP, all of DeFi 1.0, all the interoperability trades. I mean, you could be talking about 100% returns in your dad's crypto on Coinbase. Okay. Chainlink. All right. Speaking of, traditional crypto, right? When Chainlink broke below its 21-day moving average, it fell apart up at 32. Now Chainlink is taking out its 21-day. Yeah, there's always a weird dance. It'll break out, come back below. It's never clean and easy, right? But the fact that Chainlink is breaking out, I mean, I can't believe, not investment advice, Chainlink can't get back to the bottom of its old range at 23. So if it's a range between 23 and 37, right, everything that's happened below 23 during December could be what I call a liquidity event, right? In other words, this thing got destroyed below support. This is all the coins. Chainlink's just always a great visual example, right? All the stuff got destroyed. And who was buying Chainlink below 23? I'm thinking guys with diamond hands that are looking for a 3-month trade higher. Okay, Don says, woohoo. All the Chainlink fans out there that have been suffering, all right, help is most likely on the way, not investment advice. Somebody yesterday was asking about ACH. So a lot of the non-sexy themes, some of the stuff that rallied, say, back in October, or coins that have had these spurts higher. Okay, Rose is coming, I think. All right, ACH, if it takes out its 21-day moving average at 0.06, these coins that act as stable coin payment systems with currency collapses going on, with the future of money trade just being totally forgotten about, I think it's worth it to go through a watch list or go through all the coins or go through our rankings page. Okay, Tokenmetrics has ratings pages by sectors. See what's highly rated, see what ratings are moving up, check the chart versus the 21-day moving average, right? Somebody was commenting that, they were having a little bit of trouble figuring out how to use Tokenmetrics. Well, that's one of the ways you can do it. We have indices and ratings, right? You pull up, you see an interesting chart, small cap or large cap, you go, hey, where is this relative to the 21-day moving average? Okay, one of the best reasons to do your homework, look at this in Aave, right? People were asking me about this at 162. I was like, hey, I don't know. And then all of a sudden, I saw this creep back to the 21-day moving average. And I'm like, oh my God, this thing was at 337 in November, right? It went to 160. It lost half its value in a month and a half. Now it's taken out its 21-day moving average and smoking to the upside. Now, the fundamental case for a lot of these DeFi 1.0 coins has flipped. So it went down because of tax loss selling on Coinbase, right? And the fact that no one understood the tokenomics. There weren't any tokenomics. Now that you can go cross-chain, right, there's opportunities for you to fix the tokenomics, right? So all these DeFi 1.0 coins that are like, wow, we really didn't offer anybody a chance at price appreciation. Our coins destroyed. Now let's revamp our tokenomics. Now, whether that happens or not, I don't know. But as one famous stock analyst said at the bottom of the market in 2009, he said, you gotta believe. So let's believe that some of these coins can turn it around. DeFi perp, all right, DeFi futures contract, okay, breaks the 21-day, comes back down, holds, and then smokes higher, okay? Galaxy, yes, somebody bringing up Galaxy in the comments. Galaxy had been holding for 2 or 3 days before this whole rally started, okay? So DeFi, turning it around. Now, another thing no one wants to talk about, alternative currencies, right? Monero hung out right below the 21-day, and all of a sudden, boom, right? All of these cryptocurrencies, right, that sort of got destroyed in the shadow of Bitcoin, why can't they come back? I mean, if Monero was trading at 300 in August, right now it's trading at 210, all right? So there's plenty of room for stuff to go up. Kraken daily index allocation. So we're running the 12 days of Christmas, right? That applies, like, say, you wanted to go from a monthly plan to an annual plan. You get the 25% discount today. We have indices that will tell you, hey, these are the coins that our AI is flagging, and here's how you group them. Matic has been in the index for a long time, has done nothing but go up. Avalanche, obviously, and Luna, right? Aragon also in there as well. Okay, here's what Aragon did. Look at the little black arrow. Breaks above the 21-day moving average, comes back, retests it to the number at 5. The next thing you know, it's at 9.5. Our AI has been on this for days. And again, if you put this together at this time for the 21-day moving average, skip a dinner at the Cheesecake Factory and get yourself a subscription to our service. Now, a lot of people talking Near Protocol. So let's review how we've been charting Near Protocol. We knew everyone liked it when it was at 9. Okay. It hung out. It stopped everybody out on a move to 6. That's pretty typical with something that people like fundamentally. Mehdi can talk more about this later from a valuation point of view. But the bottom line is it's breaking out from like an expanding cone formation, right? Next resistance is at 14. This is a classic example of what happens. Near popped up above the 21-day moving average almost perfectly when it was trading at 9. And the next thing you knew, it was just gone. All right, gone. Luna, this was kind of the first 21-day moving average trade. I leveraged this with a lot of Forrest work. This thing, rallied. We caught 50 to 90. Then it went from 90 back to 55. Forrest noted that, the old ceiling had become the floor. That was pretty much your last down tick. It took out the 21-day moving average. It hung out right on top of it. I call that bird on the wire getting ready to fly, and boom, is gone, right? And in coins like this, everybody kind of took profits in front of 100. Totally understandable. But when you draw this out, people who want to get on these trades, when people take profits, you probably got 1 to 2 days. So the way I would do this is, as long as it's showing up in our AI index, if you get a dip in this thing back to this fib number I've got here at 90, that might be an opportunity to get in. Okay. 140 is the probable upside target. Buying into these coins when they're in FOMO mode, particularly in an extended uptrend, is dicey because you can't figure out where to put the stop. But generally speaking, Luna is probably leading all of DeFi. In other words, Luna has rallied so far as a DeFi play, or so much, that the rest of DeFi has to kind of catch up. So the rising tide is lifting all boats. Crypto.com just took out its 21-day moving average after hitting a big FIM number at 55 cents. So again, what happens when the coin you're looking at takes out the 21-day moving average? QNT. All right, we looked at this. Our AI was on this very early in the year. All right. I'm trying to find coins that are just sitting right on the 21-day. They're just sitting there. Now, if that moves, great. If it doesn't move, you probably got limited downside unless there's a negative fundamental event, right? So anything just sitting on its 21-day moving average, particularly if it's not doing much, it can really help, expand it, right? So helium is pumping. Okay, helium went from 60 to 30. This is not the helium chart, but I noticed somebody's making a comment here, and I want to try to talk to you all during the market update. It's this simple. Once upon a time, helium went from 20 to 10. Forrest bought it at 10, right? Helium went from 60 to 30. Okay, actually went below 30. You get these 50% off sales in these quality coins, and then they're just going to turn around and go back up and probably make new highs. Now, when you have Gala, okay, taking out a trend line. So Forrest has been talking a lot about tactical trading, bump and runs. All the 4-hour charts of all these coins, after you check the 21-day moving average, check the 4-hour chart for a standard, trend line break followed by a bump and run, right? Above the trend line, back, gone, right? Gala Games, all these metaverse coins. So I know people asking for Mana and Sand. All of these metaverse plays, a lot of them have got this bump and run chart, bump and run pattern on the 4-hour chart. Here's Vulcan, right? Everyone gives up. It comes raging back, retests the trend line. Okay, now, again, why not have some of this stuff go up, particularly if everyone has given up and you've got technical patterns that are working across the board? Oh my God, synthetics, right? I loved it at 11. It went to 5. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe what they've done to DeFi. Now someone tells me they're offering 12% yield for synthetics on Celsius, and it's taken out the 21-day moving average, and it's moving back above the old June low. Okay, so again, all of action below 6 looks like a liquidity event. All right, Tokar, appreciate the love, right? Working hard here to try to get you into the best trades in frankly, a totally destroyed market. This looks like equities back in 2009, right? Everyone's like, oh, crypto winter is coming. If you go back to the synthetics chart, it's like, crypto winter is coming, right? This thing lost went down 80% from its high, right? Now, Solana, this is tricky. They recently came out and did an investment in Render. Okay, they got a really good price on that. So Render may or may not go up, but they were talking about Solana as a possible platform for the metaverse. And they were talking, this is Multicoin Capital, Multicoin Capital, talking about Render and their investment in like 3D rendering for the metaverse, and talking about how Solana is a great way to play the metaverse. Now, I don't know if that's true. It looks like Solana is totally out of gas, but it is sitting there just below its 21-day moving average. So this may not be the best play today, may not be the best play this week, but I don't know if I'd be getting in front of Solana if it got back above its 21-day moving average. Okay. Somebody said, Ben J, it's just not that fundamentally awesome anymore, right? And I would agree. When Solana mooned the first time, it had no competition. Now there's like 4 layer ones, Avalanche and Luna, okay, taking its total value locked. So I totally get it. Now, Coinbase Pro, daily index. This has been really working well all year. Bitcoin is back. So, alt season is awesome, but wouldn't I love to see Benjamin Cohn on his website saying, hey, check it out. Bitcoin climbed back above 52K and an up move is on. Would love to see it. So as long as Bitcoin continues to show up in our daily indices, why not? Okay, Ashley's asking about Polygon. Okay, easy money may have been made. A lot of people taking profits on this like little mini uptrend. That said, okay, if they're really smacking it on profit taking in some of these moonshot coins, if you get 10% dips and it continues to show up in RAI, why not? If you missed it, it'd be great if you could get it on a 30% dip, but as long as it's showing up in RAI, you want to try to buy a big dip with a reasonable stop, it's not the worst trade in the world, right? Yearn Finance and Avalanche also showing up in there as momentum plays, right? Yearn Finance. Okay, so our AI does like to get on momentum or Mo trades once they get started. Right now, again, some lessons here. The green wavy line. Yearn Finance took off when it popped through the 21-day moving average. Right, so when something sits on it and then starts to accelerate, sometimes that can be the time you have to just go with it. Right, that's a tough trade to do, and I don't know that you want to do it normally, but when you got a destroyed market and the 21-day, it's possible for it to come back up. Now, Yearn went right back to where it was in October. It's right now, it's sitting near 32. So there's a lot of resistance here. Okay, that said, if they fix the tokenomics, 46K is possible. So if our AI still likes it, it wasn't, 38, then it went back to 32. So again, as you're trading, okay, Cadena and Phantom coming up, okay, if you get dips in these things, you can try trading from that point of view. Cardano. It is so funny how everybody was talking about Cardano. Then nobody was talking about Cardano, which is why I started talking about Cardano, right? $1.20 destroyed, right? Destroyed. Everybody gets puked out here, right? Then it turns around and takes out the 21-day. Now, if every layer one is going to go up and everyone's flushed out of Cardano, Cardano can't participate. Now, I don't know if it's going back to 3, but it can certainly go back, I don't know, not investment advice to say 220, right? It can unwind the big decline. In other words, when you have give up trades, where you have the start of possibly a new bull market, the first thing they do is unwind the give up trade. So the give up trade in Cardano either started at 180 or 220, depending on your perspective. Alpha, yes, Alpha, the staking play, the DeFi play that we loved, and then, we hated it because we didn't get the price appreciation, is actually starting to move possibly back up above 75 cents. So they're doing a big staking yield now, and this is a launch pad where you can get airdrops. Now, is this going to 10x? Well, probably not, but it's at the bottom of a parallel channel, and it's poking through the 21-day moving average. So if you got caught and trapped in this, it may be worth it to, I don't know, to at least hodl a little while longer, right? Now, if you haven't gotten involved, it's maybe an interesting thing to think about, particularly since they've got this launch pad where you can get airdrops. Dash. Oh my God, Dash. So annoying, so heartbreaking. Every massive rally got sold, trading at 136. After this got adopted in Venezuela, then you had another massive currency failure in Turkey. I must be stupid. I just cannot believe this thing is sitting here at 136. Now, conveniently, it's right below its 21-day moving average. So if it's not a long-term play, it may have some value as a trading play. Audius chart coming up. Nano, another destroyed alternative money solution, right? Okay, yeah, not the most popular thing out there, but again, Nano is not even close. It hasn't even gotten close to its 21-day. So it's got more room to go up. And the give up trade in this from 5 to 3.5 was unbelievable. Can you imagine if they unwind that, right? This thing is back at its July lows. Now, you can like this or not like this, but man, if you go through charts and people are like, I can't do TA on my own. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You see something back at a July or September low that's about to take out its 21-day moving average, why not? Rose. Okay, people asking for this. Again, goes above the 21-day, comes back down, fakes everyone out, turns around the next day, and boom, it's higher, right? There's action around the 21-day can be a pain in the ass, but it can be worth it because if you catch it, right, if you can hang on, you get the gains. Okay, Cadena, KDA, right? Why not? I mean, this was one of the biggest trades of the year, and it's hanging out. It just can't get through to 21-day, right? You got sellers, people taking profits, people getting out, people giving up. I understand they made a huge amount of money. I get it. But if Near's moving, if Phantom's moving, if Dusk is moving, right, the next group of layer ones that are fast, there could be another trade higher in this. Woo Network, kind of a Novogratz play that didn't work out from Galaxy Digital. But what happened when this thing closed above the 21-day? All right. Now, looking at token metrics rankings, okay, basically you can rate, coins are rated, and you can break it up by sector. So if you go to like layer ones, you can see that there's already 4 coins that have got rankings above 80, right? Near has been above 80 for like 3 days, hence the massive pump. AVAX is still way up there. Dusk Network, and there's other small caps. Like look at NULS, right? Market cap ranking 500. Stake, 655 market cap. Now, not investment advice, but there may be a small cap play in layer ones. All right. Yes, Ben J, Phantom breakout is happening. Okay. Gala breaking out now. Yes, we covered that earlier. Okay. All of those metaverse coins like Gala are doing bump and runs on 4-hour charts. Okay. AVAX, big profit taking day yesterday. AVAX has paid you to buy on red, right? Probably headed for 150, could go higher, right? If Avalanche eats Solana's lunch, or there's kind of like an altcoin blow off top between now and the first week of January, right? In equities, you have a Santa rally, and then you have what's called the January effect, where everybody comes in, readjusts their portfolio, and turns around and gets long. Now, if that's going to apply to equities per our slide on Kramer at the beginning, that could also wind up applying to Bitcoin, ETH, or all these altcoins, right? Avalanche is like an object in motion. It hasn't even taken out its November high yet, despite all the good price action. Everybody headed for the door yesterday. I mean, I get it. It's done nothing but go up. But Avalanche is still giving you profit-taking days to get involved. I mean, as this chart deck was made, Avalanche is still below yesterday's high. Now, do you want to FOMO into every coin that's higher? No. But if it shows up in our indices and you can buy a dip and use appropriate risk management, then, there can be opportunities here. Render, okay? Render. This is the multi-coin play, okay? It is breaking out. It does look good. It looks like a lot of people, who got left holding a bag when this thing went from 8 to 3 were getting out yesterday. VC's got the big discount. More on that later. So they may have taken some profits and gone home for the holidays, but technically it can go to 8.5. So if the venture capitalists don't sell after Multicoin came out and announced the investment, Render's got more room on the upside. Atlas, same thing, right? Bump and run. This one is the daily chart, breaking out above a trend line with a lot of room to go higher, right? Phantom, everyone asking about Phantom, smashing through the 21-day moving average at $1.71. It's not investment advice, but I don't see any reason why this can't go to either 220 or 260, right? That's where the give up trade in Phantom started. Yeah, I know this was a huge moneymaker for people going from $0 to $3, but if these fast moving layer ones are like the trade to be in for next year, all right, UFO metaverse play building on Cadena, all right, good to know, right? In other words, who's going to win the metaverse in the beginning? Who's going to benefit? Probably the layer ones. Seek VR, right? Okay, it went from $0 to $1.20. Then it went from $1.20 to 50 cents. It's not a bull market unless you can buy a dip and make money. So yeah, I might have been a little bit too enthusiastic on the trend at the top. And my answer to that is, so what? Now what? Right? If there's a dip in the metaverse, if they rally it and then they kill it, and people are showing that they want to buy it on the dip, well, again, it's not a bull market unless you can buy a dip and make money. Now take that and flip it around. If you can buy a dip and make money, it's probably a bull market, right? Sushi Swap, okay? Everyone will tell you that Sushi Swap is probably one of the cheapest DEXs out there in terms of valuation. Well, guess what? They're trying to fix their tokenomics. It just broke through the 21-day moving average. This thing was trading at 13 at the start of November, and it printed below 5, right? So again, destroyed cryptocurrencies. This is available on Coinbase. People are going to be sitting under the Christmas tree and be like, hey, I'm going to do a Mo play. It doesn't have to be a long-term hodl, but I can grab some of this stuff and have it go from 5 to 10 just on short covering, and basically everybody having to pile back in, because who possibly owns DeFi after all this destruction? It actually favors retail, because if retail can get involved as it breaks above the 21-day, bigger hedge funds may have to be forced to get long, right? When they're on vacation, they may just say, okay, just buy some so we're not underperforming. Okay. DYDX, right? The airdrop that made everybody really rich went all the way up to 28, and then they just did nothing but kill this thing down to $8. This actually reminds me of Uniswap, right? Uniswap was, for free up to 8, down to 2. Okay. And then, it started to motor higher. If speculative juices come back into the market, decentralized derivatives exchanges like PERP and DYDX could be plays that do well going forward. Okay. Theta. A lot of people were on the stream asking about Theta a couple different times, right? Ben J is saying, how many altcoins were in like the 80 to 90% retracement level still? This was a top 5 market cap coin that just got to its 21-day moving average. What happens if Theta figures out how to get involved, say in the metaverse, or just generally decentralized video and audio makes a comeback? Okay. Engine coin, right? The old ceiling is now the floor. This has been building a base for multiple days, right? 21-day moving average is still well above current prices. Okay. So a lot of this stuff, this was at $1.20, goes to $4.75, and then comes back to $2. Right? If you can buy a dip and make money, it's a bull market. Okay. Trader Joe, if I got this right, Trader Joe hanging out just below its 21-day moving average, and has been a pain in the ass over the last 7 days because it looks like it's going to break out, and it hasn't. So if it does break out, it's probably going to smoke to the upside, particularly since it's perched on really good support. Okay. Just right around that 2 area. Okay. KDA, we covered. Audius. A lot of people asking about Audius, right? I think there's been a liquidity event below 160. Okay. 160 was the level where the TikTok news came out. Audius exploded. Now it came back down. Everyone gives up. I think this is, Forrest likes this coin, has liked this coin for a long time. His perspective is that, this is something that he's going to hodl, right, over a long period of time. And a lot of times when something has a good value proposition, it can shake you out. It can bore you to death. It can frustrate you. Alpha did this. Perp did this. All kinds of coins will just bore the hell out of you, or be like Sushi or Aave, just shake you out by going down 90%. Okay. Then you want to be asking yourself, if there's a good chart point at 160, you got a good place to do a risk reward trade, right? And possibly get involved. So non-investment advice, not trading advice, but when you look at some of this stuff that's just been left for dead, if you have a 3 or 4 week alt season, all this stuff's got the ability to go up. Polkadot, okay? Polkadot's at 52. It goes down to 20, 25 or 24, okay? Hits a big fib number, does a liquidity event, meaning stops everybody out, right? Makes it really painful to talk about it every day, right? Then it turns around and takes out its 21-day moving average. Folks, I'm sorry. Mehdi has done a video about Layer Zero. His video was about Cosmos. We also got the head of Cosmos on our podcast, and I'm proud to say we did all that as a team, like a week before Cosmos went up like 30% in one day. So Mehdi's video, which has gotten about 12K subscribers so far. So if you're on Tokenmetrics TV or you want to dig through YouTube a little bit, I strongly suggest you get a hold of this video, right? Because he's talking about the power of these layer zeros or these interoperability plays. So if Cosmos is up 25%, Polkadot can make a comeback. IOTA, which I don't have the chart of, I think right now, is also a possibility in that play. And I know staking just started for IOTA. Okay, Casper, somebody asking for Casper. I don't have the chart right now, but I do know Casper down at 10 cents is worth maybe trying to hodl because there's decent technical support down there, right? If Casper was ever going to go up, it may be now because the tax loss selling was over, okay? And that, folks, is the market update.
All right. Thank you, Bill. All right. I'm going to jump right into some key levels to watch out for. So for this segment, put on your trading hats, right? We're talking with a trading mindset. So first of all, the first thing, anytime you're making any type of investment or trade, you need to understand what the market is doing. So I always like to start out looking at total crypto market cap, right? Total crypto market cap is bouncing off of this trend line on the weekly charts. On the weekly charts, we're getting a nice, solid, green-bodied candle. If we move back to the top of this range, this what is really a bearish ascending wedge, right? And I'll get to the bearish. I'll address the bearish adjective there in just a second. We're looking at a massive altcoin rally before we even consider breaking out of this, right? Now, I said bearish ascending wedge. And the reason I don't love trading patterns on really big time frames is because oftentimes they're just present and they're not necessarily being traded off of. So this is also not a specific cryptocurrency. This is the overall market. So this is very zoomed out. So I don't love looking at patterns on this and trading based off of patterns like this, because back in 2017, what did we have? We have this big, ugly, bearish ascending wedge showing us that crypto could very likely have gone back down to this long-term trend line. But what happened? We saw a parabolic rally. That's what happened, right? So we are actually starting to see another bearish ascending wedge that looks very similar to what preceded the massive parabolic rally back in 2017. Now, the correct title or the correct thing to call this pattern is a bearish ascending wedge, but more so it's just a consolidation pattern that we're starting to see total cryptocurrency market cap move around in. And right now we are at the bottom of this range and we're looking for a move back up to the top of this range, up above $3 trillion. Overall, this pattern has been very, very bullish as of recent, right? We had our lows and then we came up and made a high, and then we made a higher low and a higher high. And so far we've made a higher low. It's just a classic bull market, higher high, higher low pattern. Very bullish. Now, why do I think we are in for alt season? Well, in this consolidation pattern, we've recently broken out, did exactly what we thought it would do. Altcoin dominance, this is what we're looking at, altcoin dominance, broke out of this pattern, came down and made support on top of the downtrend line, which is exactly what we thought it was going to do, and is now pressing to try to make a new high, right? If it can take out 60%, 61% altcoin dominance, we're looking at a situation where we could see a very big altcoin rally into the beginning of Q1 of 2022. Something that's going on right now is what's going on right now is very, very similar to what happened in Q4 of last year. You'll notice that in Q4 of last year, we saw Bitcoin dominance rise as altcoin dominance fell. Then altcoins were very undervalued, right? And made a stab back before consolidating and breaking out into a massive alt season all the way through May. What are we seeing right now? We're seeing something very, very similar. We're seeing a Q4 V-shaped recovery out of altcoin dominance, a breakout of this overall macro pattern, some consolidation. And what we're hoping for is a breakout up into a full alt season for Q1 and Q2 of 2022. Now, of course, none of this is guaranteed. However, the technical analysis on this is very, very bullish at the moment. So now I want to walk through several different cryptocurrencies that I'm personally trading and keeping an eye on to trade. The first one, Audius, right? I'm not actually in a trade here, but I do think there's a really solid opportunity here. So these vertical lines, I believe, are token vestings, right? The timeline for token vestings. And I don't quote me on this. I want to double check because this one does look a little bit off. However, you'll notice that token vestings are usually the bottom, right? Fear into the token vesting, fear into the supply increase, and then you get a nice pump. And you'll notice that even when Audius was in a downtrend, the pump after the token vesting was still very, very massive. That's 113% pump. Throw that on 3x leverage and you have a 300% trade on your hands, right? Same thing back here, right? 341% pump after the token vesting. Throw that on 3x leverage and now you've got a 1000% trade, a 10x trade on your hands, right? Same thing. We had a little bit of a crash followed by a massive pump all the way up to $4. The big resistance level, which was previous support for Audius, is $2. I think if Audius breaks out back above $2, we can go and return to $4. Now, Luna, this is one that everybody's been paying attention to. This is one that I've personally been trading, hit my take profit target at $90, right? So to recap on this trade for me personally, I got in at $39, took 50% of profits at 75, got back in at 54, all just off of basic support and resistance levels that have been plotted out for a while. Hit my take profit target at 90, and now you can see we're actually building support on top of 90. Building support on top of 90. If we hold the support on 90, my next big targets are between $100 and $105. I'll be taking 33% profits here and leaving another 33% for a rally to 120. Where would I want to get involved in Terra Luna again if we see a correction? Right now, based off of this most recent high, I'd like to see it come down to at least $75 to $78. Its previous high. It's a little bit too overextended for me to justify buying this at 90, even if I think there's a strong chance that it goes to 100 or 105. I'm already exposed to Luna. I want to let this run a little bit or let it correct before I re-enter. Sandbox, again, personally trading this. I'm up, let's check. Sandbox, small trade here, $464 trade on 3x leverage, up 100%. You don't have to take massive risks. You don't have to take massive risks or massive trade sizings or trade allocations to actually profit significantly, right? Threw in $400 or so around $5.12. Didn't even really get a good entry point on this, right? We hit some support levels that I missed. But what did I wait for on Sandbox? Waited for the pattern to reverse, waited for trend reversal signals. I overuse the term bump and run over and over and over again on this channel, but it's because it works. You wait for the downtrend to be broken, right? This was the downtrend. Failed multiple times to break it, consistently making lower highs and lower lows. This is very bearish, very bearish, very bearish. Then what happens? First bullish signal is that we start making a higher low, right? And then another bullish signal, we break the downtrend line. And then another bullish signal is we find support on the downtrend line. And this support on the downtrend line was also yet another higher low, right? And then we start loading up in this consolidation pattern, right? And now we've broken out, right? Just very, very basic TA here of we're breaking a downtrend line, we're reversing the downtrend. The downtrend line is no longer valid, and it's very bullish to move back up. Matic. Now, the ship has sailed a little bit on Matic, but if you go back and watch the live stream for the last 2 weeks, I was talking about buying on this trend line, buy on this trend line, buy on this trend line. This trend line has been very, very profitable to buy. Where would I be willing to get involved with Matic again? If it came down to this trend line again, I'd feel comfortable compounding my position down here around $2. In the meantime, it has failed initially to break its all-time high, right? One thing, if you trade breakouts, you want to wait for the second breakout attempt. You'll increase your percentage on your breakout trades by just waiting for the second attempt. So rather than buying this first attempt, let it actually break out above its previous all-time high and make some support on top of it, and then you buy that confirmation. While it won't always happen, and there's occasionally times where you'll just get left in the dust by stuff that just pumps straight through its old all-time high, more often than not, if you're patient, you'll increase your win percentage. Profit targets on Matic are $2.90 and $3.50 based off of its most recent local lows. Decentraland, another trade that I'm currently in. This trade is up. Decentraland Matic Mana USDT 49.57%. 49.57% because I'm on 3x leverage, right? And this was just very, very basic. Buy the support, buy the bump and run, right? So Mana Decentraland gave you multiple opportunities to get in. It came down to its 50% retracement level, right, from its all-time high, which we know is very, very strong support because that's the 2x short level. We see the bounce. This is personally where I got in at $2.98 after I saw the green bounce on $2.95, right? We actually failed to break our downtrend line, but then when we came back down, we made a higher low, followed by a break of the downtrend line, followed by a higher high. And this is why when we came back down here, I did not let myself get stopped out. I did not move my stop loss up high because I knew I wanted to stay in this trade. Why? Because we had broken the downtrend line, we had made a higher low, and now we are en route to hopefully make a higher high. Now, if you want to trade this as a breakout, this is the key level to break out on. So if I was going to be getting involved or wanting to get more involved with mana, trade it this one of two ways. I'd either wait for another trip down to the trend line, at which point I'd be very confident buying around $3.11 to $3.25, depending on how long it takes us to get down there. Or I would let this, since this is already attempted once, to break out above this horizontal support level or resistance level 362. Let this break out above 362, come back down onto it to find support, and then buy at like 365 off of a bounce, right? With the take profit target in the short term of $4.39, and just keep some in the bag in case it goes higher. Right? Sushi Swap just entered a trade right before the live stream started. As the live stream was starting, I don't love trading breakouts. I like snagging stuff on their resistance down here, or on their support rather. Right? I like buying the reversals and the pad, or buying the reversals and the bounces. Just limits your risk significantly. However, there's some big news with Sushi getting involved with Abracadabra. We've seen a very, very clear breakout. You could have gotten in, right, on this overall bump and run down here, where we saw on the lower term time frames some support on this downtrend line. We broke the downtrend line. That's very bullish. And now we're just ripping upwards. Personally, I got involved at about $6.85, I want to believe, and have kind of messed around with my position a little bit. But so far, we're pumping. Right? The reason I don't love getting involved on these breakouts is because there's a very strong chance that Sushi gets stopped here at 725 and comes back down to my entry point, right? And puts me either break even or underwater, and risks putting me underwater on the trade. So I don't love that. However, Sushi is ripping upwards, and if I wanted to, I could throw out a stop loss and profit and just make this a very quick day trade. I do think, however, that Sushi has a lot of room to run, so I'm going to personally aim for a retest of our previous high, $13.48, which would make this an extremely profitable trade, even on 3x leverage. That's a 9,900% trade target times 3x leverage. That's a 300% or 3x trade, right? Assuming this goes according to plan. Now, if you missed this, you may be in a situation where you want to wait for it to come back down to 674 as support, buy 674, or buy when it bounces off 674 and look for a move higher, right? I don't think this trade is necessarily going to be a runaway freight train, even though it's appeared that way so far. I think we are due for a little bit of a correction and a chance to move up higher. All right, guys, there's plenty more altcoins to go through, but we don't have time, unfortunately, because we've got to get to Mehdi and Michael's presentations. So without further ado, let's kick it over to Mehdi to talk about a couple different projects.
Thank you, Forrest, and great analysis on Sushi. Yeah, I also feel Sushi is kind of undervalued. So before I jump into a few topics, I would like to give a shout out to Ben J. He has been very complimentary, and he also asked this question: DOT is too undervalued, and what are the token? Like, he's a bit skeptical on the token utility of Atom. So when I spoke with the Pung, basically he told me that Cosmos Hub will be a game changer for Atom token, because in the future those projects, those blockchain that do not have enough resources to kind of manage their own validator set will basically rent out security from Cosmos Hub. So those people who stake their Atom token will get two benefits. First, they'll accrue the staking rewards from Cosmos Hub chain, but they'll also get airdrops from some of the new chains that are basically popping up, who wants to use those airdrops as a marketing mechanism. And finally, those projects that wants to rent out security and they do not have enough resources, they'll leverage Atom Cosmos Hub validator set, and they will also issue staking rewards and inflationary rewards to these. So basically, by staking Atom in the future, you might earn fees and rewards not in just Atom, but also like 5 6 7 different other new upcoming projects, because a validator, if he has a good system, he can run nodes simultaneously for 5 6 7 different projects. So that is very interesting, and I think if that is true, Atom token can hold a lot of value. So that being said, uh, I'm just going to do a couple of things. So I have altcoin quarterly review for you guys. So if you kind of give us if you're able to achieve 200 likes by end of 20 minutes, I'm going to basically reveal a couple of coins that I like, and this is just for our paid customer. But you'll have access to like some of the coins that potentially can do well. So for you to access this, I want you guys to like smash the like button, and once that's done, I will reveal that. Uh, so previously we covered Aurora. I didn't mention this over on our YouTube, but for our premium customer, paid customer, we did this deep dive. So Aurora is the EVM platform on Near. Uh, so when we did this deep dive, right? When we did this deep dive, it was so early that the idea didn't even happen. So if I go down, let me quickly go down. Okay, I'm not sharing my screen. Let me quickly share my screen. Yeah. So we basically issued rating on Aurora even before the IDO happened. So at that moment, Aurora was around $1 when we kind of issued this report. And if we kind of see Aurora's price today, it's $16.13. So it kind of gives you the incentive to kind of become premium subscribers of Token Metrics, because with these long form research, you can make up your own mind and get these alpha opportunity way before anybody else. So if you were able to get in, you would have made 17x in a market that has been choppy. Now, thing is, this token has already done a lot of value accrual. So does it make sense to kind of buy Aurora now? I would say no. Rather, you can play the similar theme by owning Near token. So if you kind of look Near, at the moment we have a valuation of 16 billion of Aurora. But if I pull Near out, we have a valuation of 13 billion. So I think at the moment market is kind of undervaluing Near. And even though Aurora is built on top of Near and will allow Near to have EVM compatibility. So when I say EVM compatibility, I mean projects from Ethereum can transition and transfer their code and come to Near seamlessly. And Near already has all of those features that Ethereum 2.0 will have in the future. And if you have used Near protocol, even though the projects are not that many, the ease of use, the wallets, and everything is smooth. So I'm very bullish on Near, and I have this diagram in my report that I said that, okay, guys, if you're not able to get in the idea of Aurora, you can basically proxy it by buying Near. So this is the chart I have. So let's say more projects that get into Aurora network because of EVM compatibility, the more accrual near ecosystem we have, and it's a flywheel. So more projects transfer to Aurora. Because of that, there will be composability with Near ecosystem, like those projects that can integrate with Near's native ecosystem. And at the moment, I don't know if this is a tiny one. This picture is a bit tiny, but if you kind of look at it, it is kind of flourishing. The Near ecosystem is kind of flourishing. You have different infrastructure, NFT, oracles, DAO being built, and and when I analyzed ecosystem is growing around 15% weekly. Right now, when I review the number, it's 20% weekly. So Near system ecosystem is flourishing, and I expect because of Aurora, this number to even go in triple digits. So I'm very bullish on Near. I think in 2022, sorry, if if the market remains constructive, if the valuation remains like this, I see no problem in near going to $100. But again, this is not financial advice. So yeah, those were like some of my thoughts on near ecosystem, near protocol, and also kind of give you like an overview of how in-depth research we do. So we build an investment thesis for you guys. We back it up by different pictures and different analysis. Over here, we did an analysis of the TVL of near protocol. Uh, and basically do a deep dive and break it down in terms of token allocation, token economics, utility, the team, and most importantly, the valuation. I think this is the secret sauce of token metrics, that we also kind of pay attention to valuation, network effects, and all these things that actually matter in the long run uh, for the thesis to play out. Also, we give you a balanced view. So let's say if things don't play out, we always have this thesis ready for you guys, risk section ready for you guys, so you can like evaluate for yourself and also give you a conclusion. And we also have the scorecard where we kind of evaluate these projects. So Aurora scored 87%, and on terms of technology it scored 85%. And if you go back over here, it did 17x from the price we kind of did this report. So again, I can't highlight this enough. The value add we have in terms of our fundamental research, as well as deep dive videos we do on Token Metrics TV. Uh, yeah, so these were some of my thoughts regarding Near and Aurora. Uh, okay, you guys have been nice, so I'll reveal some of it. So this is the complete report we did on token metrics for some of the altcoins we like. I can't basically mention all of this, but I'll just like give you a glimpses of all the coins we covered. But there were two special mentions within our report, which basically, in this case of Unique, the token is not out there. Like Quartz token, which is the Kusama equivalent, it's out there, but the Polkadot equivalent is not out there. In terms of my deep dive, I really like this project. Um, One reason I like it, it's less hyped. If you look some of the other NFT projects out there, it has a lot of hype. This project doesn't have a lot of hype, and what they're doing is just like Cosmos and Polkadot, it's an infrastructure project, so you can get like a whole index level, proxy level exposure to the whole NFT sector. They provide you toolkit to basically for anybody to make their own marketplace. So let's say 30 marketplaces can come to Polkadot and build on top of Unique Network using the toolkit in a couple of hours. So that's the value proposition, and the token will accrue value by all the transaction that happens on the marketplaces. Those projects build, it will actually settle in Unique Network. So that's the token utility, and in around pre-sales level, the valuation this at the valuation this project was raising money at was around 100 million. So let's say if this project comes to market around 1 billion, I think it's still undervalued in my opinion, and the team is also good. They also won a lot of they won the Hackasoma. They've also been awarded few different awards with Web3 and Parity. So the team is super good and technically sound. Another project we like is A Star and Shiden on Kusama. Basically, they are doing something similar to Moon River, but rather than just having Ethereum EVM compatibility, they want to connect Polkadot to Avalanche, to Ethereum, to Binance, to Cosmos, and their token utility is very favorable towards developer. So I can see a lot of network effect if this project kicks off. I can see a lot of network effect because you have so many blockchains, and if this is able to kind of connect all of these blockchains to Polkadot, I mean, it kind of highlights why Polkadot will become a premium player in a couple of years. At the moment, it's not because market is not patient. Market is kind of penalizing Polkadot because it has not been able to deliver things it promised. But I think it's a bullish sign in my opinion because Polkadot is such a complex architecture. They're taking their good time to basically deliver on their promises. And I believe in terms of team, a team cannot get better than what you have with Polkadot. Gavin Wood is a genius. Parity Foundation and Web 3.0, the team over there is amazing. So like it can't get better than that. So not only Polkadot is cheap, but if you imagine a platform which allows Polkadot to be connected to other chains, basically the thesis changes and you have a brilliant ecosystem, a vibrant ecosystem. So yeah, those were some of my thoughts regarding picks. If you want to see the rest of the picks, subscribe to Token Metrics. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Mehdi. Mehdi's getting some love in the comments there. MMK56. All right. Now, if you want more of Mehdi, more of Forrest, and more of Micheal, right? Premium webinars, big reports, altcoin quarterly, and more. TM Holidays, all caps, no spaces. TM Holidays, that's the coupon for 25% off. Remember, Token Metrics is not just a one-person YouTube channel. It is a company. It is a research company. Now, I know we got a lot of people who are pumped up. It looks like the market's really moving. So if we could just go back to my deck for 1 second before we go over to Micheal, demonstrating the power of the bump and run, a little sort of altcoin overtime bonus, teacup and handle and sandbox, bump and run, okay, on a 4-hour chart. Also, I'm using that green wavy 21 period moving average. I'm noticing that's working on intraday and daily charts if you're out there. So again, what's the point of showing the sandbox trade when it's moving? Well, it was at 8, it went to 4, now it's at 5. Sophisticated technical analysis, right? If you can buy a dip and make money, it's a bull market. Now, Decentraland is moving, but there's a head and shoulders bottom, and it hasn't broken out yet. The neckline is at 360, so not investment advice, but there may be more to come in Metaverse. Now, brace yourself. Forrest was all over this about, say, a week and a half ago. He was talking about the possibility of getting involved in meme coins. So if you want to speculate over Christmas, what's popping back above its 21-day moving average as we're talking? Don't laugh. Doge. So is internet ICP rather, right? ICP, not a meme coin, but it's coming back to a prior floor. Now, if ICP breaks out, I noticed people in the chat asking for this. If it breaks out above 28 and above the 21-day, it's good. If it fails at 28, not so good. So keep an eye on that. SHIB, breaking out above the 21-day moving average, getting close to taking out an important 62% fib number. So don't be surprised if speculative fever kicks off, if there isn't another wave up in the meme coins. Exchange tokens. We talked crypto.com before. FTX sitting right on top of its 21-day moving average, and I don't even need to go into it. People asking frantically for Vader. Don't know anything about it, but on a dip back to a prior ceiling, buyers came in. So as long as you see these coins, whatever they are, whatever you like, if they're making dips back to support, whether it's prior highs or 21-day moving averages or trend lines, if you see buyers come in on the dips, obviously you know what that means, and that is the fastest altcoin over time ever. All right, TM Holidays to get the subscription to guys like Mike. I like Mike. Micheal, take it away on Hidden Gems.
All right. Thank you, Bill. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. 1 second. So I know we have like a contest going on for altcoins. So I just wanted to bring a few up to you guys' attention. First one, this is Decimated, decimated.net. This is a new play-to-earn game that's coming out on Unreal Engine and Solana. And it's a post-apocalyptic world that essentially you can explore, team up with your friends and, battle each other in. We could check out a video here of the game and the in-game gameplay here. But yeah, very good team behind this. And they've recently got $4 million from Alameda Research and another decent list of VC venture capital firms. And yeah, this IDO is coming out on Firestarter. So Firestarter is a launch pad. So you need to get that Firestarter launchpad token to be eligible for this. But This game is very top tier, and with the play to earn and metaverse sector is taking off every day, this one has potential. So if you're able to get into this IDO and not lose out that much potentially on the dropping of the Launchpad token after the IDO of this game, then this is a pretty good altcoin to look out for if you're trying to participate in the trading competition within token metrics. And another project I wanted to bring up to you guys was Layer Zero Network. And what Layer Zero is a omni-chain interoperability protocol. And what that means is, instead of having users rely on centralized exchanges and wormhole bridges and cross-chain bridges to transfer assets from one chain to another, Layer Zero is trying to become the key infrastructure for DeFi that can be leveraged across all chains for you to transfer assets seamlessly. So what that means essentially is they're trying to overcome existing centralized and decentralized solutions that might be time costly to transfer assets from be it Solana to Polygon, or Polygon to Avalanche. Instead of having to deal with all these bridges and all that annoying tedious stuff, you could essentially use Layer Zero, and protocols can use Layer Zero to provide that seamless capability to their users. So one example was essentially SushiSwap. We talked about SushiSwap a lot today, and it's deployed on Polygon, Avalanche, a lot of different chains. And this is a really big selling point for SushiSwap, and a lot of users like it because of that fact. But the inherent nature of that code had to be altered 12 different times for them to be eligible to participate in these different ecosystems. So with Layer Zero, SushiSwap can essentially plug into their interface, and they can have a code base that's compatible with all these cross-chain pairs. So instead of having to rewrite the code, they could just send receive functions and send and receive functions that are essentially capable of verifying the transactions on the other chain's end. So what this means is Layer Zero is trying to become a chain that's being used by users and that are essentially unaware that they're even using it. So it's going to be connected to EVM, non-EVM chains, and it's just going to be the first omni-chain interoperable network that's going to be doing this. And the team, yeah.
So let's say I was a guy, right, that I wanted to get involved in, I don't know, I wanted to trade on stuff that's on Trader Joe. I wanted to get involved in Avalanche, Phantom. I have a Coinbase account. Is it accurate that I could say do something like connect MetaMask to this type of protocol and have it go out and trade for me on all these different chains without having, it like kind of a one-stop shop, whether it's centralized exchanges or DEXs across multiple chains?
Yeah.
Is it making it simple for guys who, don't want to quit their jobs to figure out 6 different wallets? Is that accurate?
Exactly. And what this would ultimately benefit is that, the developer side of things, because if a developer wants to have a platform that, it's connected across all chains and allows users to transfer their assets across all these chains, they don't have to rewrite their code an infinite amount of times to be compatible with this new blockchain. They could just go with this Layer Zero network that's going to be compatible with EVM chains and non-EVM chains, and it will just do the transfer of assets for you on the back end in a decentralized fashion.
All right. So is this a token you can invest in, or is this just a cool service you can use?
This is right now it's mainly infrastructure play, but with these backers behind it, and this project recently got investments, so it's a very new upcoming project, and the team behind it is very promising, and the investors behind it is top tier. You know, Binance Labs, Multicoin Capital, Defiance, Delphi Digital, list goes on. And also the creator of Terra, Luna, is an investor, an angel investor in this.
All right.
So yeah, very cool protocol is coming out, and yeah, decimated potential IDO opportunity here. You know, built on Unreal Engine. Alameda Research is invested in this, and yeah, Firestarter Launchpad sale coming soon on that. And last one that I wanted to bring up to you guys was if it loads up here. Okay, I don't know why it's not loading up, but this coin here, Circuit of Value, it's a pretty interesting coin that I ran across this morning. And essentially what they're doing is, instead of having you know, users switch over to different chains and stuff like that, you could just wrap multiple chains into one token. So I don't know why my internet is being shoddy right now, but yeah, very interesting project. I'll go ahead and drop you guys the link for that in the chat box below. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Friends, it's that time. It's that time to wish you a happy holiday season. Now, with the market going ballistic, naturally, we're all off tomorrow for a U.S. holiday. So, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch our videos, and we would appreciate it as your Christmas present to us is if you watch this video or any other video, please hit the like button. So I'm wishing happy holidays to my team or our team for this stream. The best Christmas present I can give you is to give you the best piece of advice. It's called listen to Forrest, listen to Mehdi, listen to Micheal. Okay? That's the Christmas present that I'm giving you. Please take advantage. TM Holidays, right? Token Metrics, not just a YouTube channel, but a research company. All right. I know we had Driftless on here. It was his first stream. Shout out to him. San Paulo, Brazil was in the house. Okay. Thank you, Don. Happy holidays to you too, along with DVS, James, Charlie. Thank you so much. Friends, this is Bill Noble from Token Metrics, wishing you a happy holidays. We will see you next week.